Hi, my name is Terry Lee from Sweet Pea Papers and Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group, and this is, I'm sorry about that, this is video 2 in our series called Nautical Impressions and we're using the kit by Victoria Designs of the same name. Now we've got our book put together, we did our cover and our closure. So now today we're going to try to do 1 and 2, pages 1 and 2. 1 is going to be incredibly easy, 2 is easy, but I'm going to show you a couple of things for the first time, and then as we go through the book, then I'll just say, okay, we're going to add one of these, you know, and then you'll know how to do it, and I won't have to do it step by step on screen with you. Okay, so on page 1 is going to be really, really easy. We're going to have a writing card, we have a paper, we have a belly band. So let me start putting these paper clips away. Okay, so all we're going to do, this was one of my scraps that I told you guys to keep, and it had the score marks from the factory, and it was actually a scrap that was a fold over scrap. It was all the same length, so I just cut it off where the 3 lines are, and I'm just going to hook it over the top of the page here, and I realize it's longer. We're going to put a charm down there. Trying to see if that, it looks straight to me here. Okay, so we're going to put the belly band on, and we're going to hold it down with a magnet. So let's go ahead and let's get the book out of the way. And we're just going to glue it on. If I can find my glue in amongst all this stuff. You know it's bad when I start out saying I can't find my glue. It's like somebody else saying they've chopped their head off. I keep everything in the exact same spot all the time. Okay, let's double check this. Why does this look crooked to me? Well, it's not in the center, that's for sure. Oh, it is. Okay, 2 inches. Okay, it's officially straight. Apparently my eyes are crooked. Well, I did fall. So, you know, I'm not going to cover it right now because this is page 1. We don't really have any scraps to choose from. So I'm not going to cover the back right now either. I'm not going to ink the manila folder. What I'm going to do is ink the paper that we put on here. And we're just going to do that at some future point when I find a scrap. And I'm not going to do that on camera. I'll just show you what paper I picked. Okay, so this is our writing card, and I've inked it. This is printed out, one of the ones that has the border where it says with border. And then when you cut them out, you can see how much smaller they are because it has such a big edge around it. And it's basically having the same book one size smaller. Okay. So the other thing that we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and we're not going to add the charm because that'll just get in our way the whole time. But the charms I do have to choose from, I have all these nautical charms. I didn't realize I had them. We have a seashell and dolphins and a little life preserver thing and starfish and an anchor. So one of those is what's going to go on there in just a little while. Let's see where we want to put it. I think right about here we could put the is it too far down? The charm's really going to hang down. I'm wondering if this is too long. Wondering if I should cut it off just a little bit. All right, well, let's leave that for right now. We have so much to do. And we'll come back to it, but we're going to put a charm right there no matter what, whether I have to shorten it a little bit or not. We're going to put a couple of magnets. That's another reason I need to paper the other side, or put a piece of ephemera over it, one of the two. So let's get out our magnets. I know you're in there. Don't worry, I'm not almost out of magnets. You're not getting away from them that easy. Okay. So let's put one on the flap. Now remember, this part's going to be hanging down, so we want to put this up far enough. And if we want to possibly cover it with a piece of ephemera, let's use a little bit smaller piece of tape. All right. Hopefully you cannot hear my neighbor out there yelling at his dog. Very annoying to me that he does that, not because of the noise, but okay. All right, now let's see. Let's make sure that, now see, that seems to have pulled it over crooked. I've had that happen to me before, and I'm not really sure why. But you can see they're lined up top to bottom. Let's double check, since we know it was 2 inches from the edge. Nope, it was straight. Just looked crooked before. Okay, let's let it go. And we'll measure it again. Two inches. And 2 inches. Okay. I'm a believer. And that's all we're actually going to do on this page. So we can glue it in the book. My phone rang once. I love my phone. It detects spam calls and stops them immediately. Okay. So we're just going to glue this in. And then we'll be done with this page because I took care of the writing card ahead of time. You'll notice this time I'm going to try to do as much off camera as I can. That's just basic stuff that you should know how to do, or, well, not that, because then I'd do the whole thing. But, not that, well, let me take that back. But, we're going to do the page layouts and stuff, and I'm going to be gluing and inking and things off camera as much as possible. Oh, I couldn't figure out what was wrong. It's our closure. Now remember, we have a pocket right here, so we'll need a card for that. We're not going to do that in this video, and it's possible, yeah, these are too small. Or are they? Maybe they're not. Okay, well, we can just use the small page ones that we're using for here. I forgot, you can't see the fish, which is the best part of that page. Anyway, maybe I'll be able to get another scrap that has those 3 fish on it, and I'll put that paper over it, and then you'll see those even with the belly band down. Okay, because right now there's nothing. I don't have any of the ephemera cut out. As you can see, I'm having some difficulties, and my scan and cut is in the shop, so there's all that. Okay, so now we're going to do our first big card envelope, and this turned out to be a little more twitchy than I thought. So here's the little one that we're going to use. And for this, yeah, this is the back of the envelope. Oh, you know, see, I didn't measure for that. And in fact, this is the front, this is the back, and this is the page. And this goes inside here. Okay. Yeah, this is the page. I love this image. Okay. I've got some more of this, but I didn't want to use this on the belly band over here. So now for this, I totally forgot we had to cut this off. Because we have to, getting ahead of myself, we have to measure this to the paper, and the paper's not as big as the envelope. So we have to make the envelope smaller height-wise and width-wise. So the first thing I did is cut off these little tabs that stick up right here. Well, the second thing, because the first thing was I started inking it, and then the second thing was I realized I needed to take those off. So I just took a pair of scissors and cut them straight across, and we're going to put paper on there to cover it anyway, because we're going to use the actual pocket as a pocket. All right, so this is going to go on the page this way, and we need to measure, and we need to cut the same amount off the top and the bottom. That looks about right. My dog is barking. Everybody say hi to Oz. Then we'll come back because we're going to have to make it shorter too, but we don't want to do all of this at once, because then we'll just have 2 pieces and we won't have any envelope. So we're going to do one end, and then we're going to glue it back together. Because if we cut off, like I said, if we cut everything down to trim it, then it's not going to be an envelope anymore. See, because that opens this up. So we need to glue this back together. And then we'll adjust on the bottom one. The reason is because I want to keep this even on either end. I don't want to just whack it all off on one end and then have one. I mean, I guess I could corner around it, but I'd rather not. So let's glue this back on. We want to keep remembering which way it's going to go as well. You know, well, we have this open and we haven't done anything else. Let's do this piece. We're going to cover this area here, and it's not going to go, well, it might. I guess we better wait till we've cut both ends off. This might cover the complete length by the time we get done. Otherwise, it's just going to make more for us to cut off. So let's glue this back together. Oh, it looks like I may have already cut it for the width. I did. Yes, I did, because it was already, it would have stuck out. Let's double check. That's why the bottom of it was open. Good thing I didn't cut both sides. Yes, because the card sticks way out here. So I trimmed it back already for the length. Now let's do the same thing on this side. Yeah, because we want to double check the height. And then we're going to glue it back together too, because remember, we're going to use this. So let's check the height now. Wow, okay. That looks fine. Let's glue this side back together and the bottom. Or now we can do this. Yeah, I undid that just a little bit, enough to push this in there. I'm going to leave a little bit of a border. So I just need to cut a hair off of here so that there's a border on the other side too. This is going pretty well. Now we're going to be putting stuff in and out here, so we really only need to glue this end. You don't have to ink it all the way down, but I can never remember which which end I'm going to have sticking out. So, alright, so let's put some glue on here. Okay. And we'll glue this side back on. You know, let's glue both at the same time. This would be a good way to make just a flap, wouldn't it? Let's keep that in mind. You know, if we cut the sides and the bottom both off. There will be times that we will use these as side pockets. We're just not going to do it this time. We're going to use this part. Okay? And that means I forgot to cut down the paper for this. Well, I knew I was going to have to cut. Okay, so I didn't forget, actually, now that I think about it. So I'm going to measure and then a little bit inside here as well. That way we've got our border. It's too bad it takes that off. There's a scrap. I don't think it's wide enough to cover that. This might. Actually. Why, yes, yes it will. Now, the flap's going to open this way. So technically I should have cut the other side off. But I really didn't want to cut that shell off. But you see what's going on is that the cream side is on the outside and the page side, which would normally be the border, is on this side. And we would normally have it on that side. And let's trim it a little this way. Which I guess it doesn't matter because we're cutting it off on the bottom too to make it fit. And we won't have to go through all this to do the front side. I'm not going to have to ink this because I cut it. We are going to do inking. I mean, don't get me wrong. We have 13 pages of, you know, potentially custom cutting. So, I did ink that. That's a little bit of overzealous inking. Give it a little bit more of a border though. If you make a mistake, make it look like you meant to. you know what? We don't want to do this yet. I almost forgot. It's going to be on the page like this. Nope. It's going to be on the page like this. And then this is going to be on like this. So we need to put it on now. We're going to put glue over the factory glue in case we need to move it once this stuff gets wet. It sticks like glue. You want it to be snug and flush. You don't want it to be so tight that it sticks up. Okay? And now we should put it on the page before we go to all that trouble of papering it if there's some kind of a problem, which it almost seems like the length is off a little bit. Okay. Sorry about the long periods of silence. Sure, by now I told you that I fell. And I'm working with a sprained neck. So, trying to concentrate on doing this without moving my head. Okay, that worked out. Okay, now we can go back to what we were doing before we were previously interrupted. And that would have put this image on here upside down as well, I believe, the way we were getting ready to glue it. Because we want to cover that envelope flap. Look, an ant, dead ant. We glued him right to the page. Well, it'll be food for the fishes. He'll rest with the fishes. Okay. It's a little crazy looking, but I like it. Okay. Now we've trimmed this a little bit. Looks like I moved the paper over a little bit. I wonder if it fits so well. Oh, I moved it over to cover the edge of this envelope. Sorry about that. I think I just hit the mic. Oh, that's the what? Here's the pocket. There's a whole side I forgot to glue. Oh, that's the other page that I'm seeing. Note to self, no more working after hitting the floor. Couldn't figure out what looked different. You have to re-ink it once you whack the edges off. Okay, let me start a new video. That's our 30-minute timer here. Okay, we're back. I'm putting my mic back on because I just stepped on the cord. That was fun. Okay, so we've got our page. We've got our envelope covered on this side. Getting ready to cover it on this side. That was when my brain died. Okay. Leave a little border. Well, that's close. It's just the amount we trimmed it down. It's going to be the same way on the height as well. Cover that up before we drag something over it that we don't want to, just like that. This is the date of when I started using this blade, in case you're wondering. I'm trying to figure out how long they last. This is a regular one though, and not a titanium one, so I don't know why I was keeping track. Gee, if I thought it was going to be that much, I would have taken a little bit off each side. Let's see. Yeah, no, that's the right width. It's not going to be near as much on the bottom, so we'll be able to take off this little kind of a misprint color. And that's about all we'll have to take off. There's going to be a lot of them that are going to be that way. There's nothing I can do. There's envelopes and all kinds of things. Now, let's make sure about our picture direction. Okay. This has writing on it, so we definitely have to get that right. I'm going to try to get 2 pages done in every video. We've got 13 pages. So we've already got the cover done. See, if I'd put my pencil back where it belongs, it would not have been in the way. Bad Terry. That's just distracting. Looks like I need to re-ink some of this down here. Oh, you know what it is. I didn't ink the part I cut off. I knew something looked funny. This part's not going to show, so that looks better. Looks better already. See, if you put a lot of glue on, like I do on the corners and such, then you can pull it off. If you are using a white glue, which there's nothing wrong with white glue. There are places that you need to use white glue. But I would not have been able to pull that off and ink it. I would have had to live with the fact it wasn't inked. Except that it's a folder, or envelope. And I think I might just hit that again too. All my stuff is going to start ringing. All right, let me put you on hold. I apologize. Okay, sorry about that. I forgot it was time for my daily chat. Okay, now, this is right side up. This is right side up. That's right side up. Let's make sure this is right side up. Okay. This is the front. This has writing on it that's directional. And I've already done these and inked them except for this pocket that we're going to put on the back. So all we have to do basically is put them on. So I could have just left you on hold. I like these images. I measured this the same way and cut it the same way as I did this one. That's pretty cool. The whole rest of the picture is cool too, but it looks kind of neat that it just so happened to cut that off right in half. Okay, I'm going to put this on the back. And this one I did cut with the green on the outside. And there's a lighthouse on here, which is directional, unless lighthouses hang down from the sky. That would be a weird world, wouldn't it? Oh, that lighthouse looks so cool. I almost... Well, we're not going to do the whole thing. We're just going to do this part. And I don't really want to cut this off in the middle. So let's make it more of a tuck. Let's cut it off right in between here and here. We'll cut it off just above this line. And then we'll have to remember to ink that. Okay, we're going to cut it off right where this little edge curly Q is. And it moved. Okay, and then we're going to cut it off right above that line. We're keeping all of our scraps. Look, this would be a cool piece of ephemera. We could cut that out. This might make a good little tuck for somewhere. So we're keeping them all separate. And believe it or not, as I'm setting them to the side, I am sorting them for size. Don't laugh. You'll appreciate it later. So I'm wondering, should I go ahead and just make it a small pocket? Now my phone is ringing. Okay, Hopefully we're back. My software was having a bit of an issue and I about had a coronary. Okay. So let's put this here. Yeah, it's big enough that it should be a pocket. Well, I mean, I've seen bigger tucks, but just where it is, you know, kind of hanging out there on that little envelope. Kind of feel like I put my mic too close. When I put it back on, that was a spam call that my phone didn't catch. Yep, we've got our pocket. Okay. Let's put this on the book, so to speak. This one on the books. Okay, right side up, right side up, right side up. Okay, there we go. So we got accomplished that we did our note card, and I'm going to put the eyelet and the charm on. We'll do that in the next video. I'm not really sure if I'm going to leave it that long. Now that I look at it, it might be too far. Yeah, I actually don't like that now that I look at it from the front. So I'll probably cut it off right there, and then probably won't put a charm here, but I've got that many out. We're definitely going to use them. We've got 13 pages, and I'd like to use at least a couple charms. We might use them on tabs for the cards or something for the pockets. Maybe that would be good. So okay, that's it for video 2, and I will see you in video 3, and that will be just a second for you and a day for me. Okay, bye-bye.